So the five-time world champions were held to a draw against Morocco. But for me, Kev, it wasn't that much of a surprise because Morocco are a strong team, and we've been waxing lyrical in the green room about a particular player. I'll let you delve more into that.
Yeah, so, I mean, the thing with them in general is that they're African champions in a weird way. Didn't win it on the pitch, but of course had it awarded to them. But that came off the back of reaching the semi-finals in Qatar. What's interesting about them, I think, is that it's not just defensive football anymore. Yes, their defensive record is very good, but they're looking to score. They're looking to get forward. They're looking to get Hakimi forward in those dangerous areas on the right-hand side. Saibari, I thought, played well, scored his goal brilliantly. Brahim Diaz, he's been a real change for them because not only does he link up really nicely on the right with Hakimi, but he can also pull a bit deeper, and that ball that he played through for Saibari for the goal, absolutely outstanding. But yeah, as you say, the one who really stood out for me, Ayub Bouadi, who's only 18. He's a midfielder, and he played with the most ridiculous confidence. I mean, you're playing against Brazil in the World Cup finals, and he acted as if it was a kickabout with his mates. He was taking people on. He was trying to bring it out from the edge of his own area, and he was managing to do that. Stepping past players as if it was the easiest thing in the world. He could pass. He was winning challenges as well. I mean, this is a guy that...
He's at Lille, isn't he?
He's at Lille, yeah. And he's been a regular for them as well. And he came through at 16, and Lille have just had a good season, qualified for the Champions League, and he's been a regular for them. You might look at it and think, well, he never scores. Doesn't need to score. He gets things started. He opens up that press, plays through it, and that's when the spaces start to open up. I thought they were great, especially in the second half.
You know, I've been keeping my eye on him because I think he's linked with Arsenal as well. I think Arsenal got their eyes on him. He's obviously favoured by some big teams. Pards, a draw for Brazil against Morocco, is that a bad start for Ancelotti's Brazil?
Well, I would say it's a bad start. Brazilians are always slow to start tournaments anyway, and they sort of gear up as they go along. They got the most experienced manager in the game and the most successful. So
the big Don.
But listen, one of the features of this tournament is do not open up the goal. Right? You're hearing me say this a lot. If defenders are going to let players come onto their good foot and let them see the far post, they're going to score. So Vinicius coming in on the inside and smashing it in that top corner. Look, if you're going to do that to Nico Williams, to Yamal, to Saka, to Rashford, they're going to put it in the back of the net. So for me, if you're a defender in the World Cup, show outside, let them go on the outside, and if they manage to cross it and Harry Kane scores, we'll accept that, but don't let them come inside and have a shot at the goal.
You could see the terror on El Ainaouy's face as he went to cover him and thought, oh, he's beat me already. Yeah. Because he was totally off balance, and it's a brilliant drop of the shoulder.
This is the thing with the modern game, because, you play the wingers with the strongest foot on the other side so that they have that option, because if you're going to get invite them, like they did in that occasion, the Moroccan defence invite them to come on the inside, they're not going to let you down.
As you said in the World Cup, where it's the best players on the show who look for that moment.
And you need the best defenders on show to make sure that doesn't happen.
Do you think last night we saw that Brazil will have to rely on the star power, Kev? But I think we all know Ancelotti doesn't feel like he's had a lot of time with this Brazil team. We don't know what they are yet.
It feels like they're going to have to build this team on the fly, and that's what Tim Vickery's been saying to us on Trans Europe Express for a few weeks now, and he watches this Brazil team so often. He had this idea, Ancelotti, that he wanted to go 4-2-4, and he wanted to leave Casemiro alongside Bruno Guimaraes to mind the shop effectively, and that just won't work. No. The gaps are too big. It was too easy. I mean, they didn't play that last night. They did have the extra midfielder in there in Paquetá, but he kept wandering off. There were massive spaces for Casemiro to cover, and it just didn't work. It was too easy for Morocco to win that battle in midfield and play through them. We do know that Ancelotti's a master at this, though. He's the master at finding a framework to get the best out of the star players. But there is so much pressure from outside. The Brazilian media are on him straight away. It was a big kind of split in Brazilian football society, if you like, about, do we want a foreign manager? Do we actually want this? We want a Brazilian coach, don't we? And so there's a real split about whether they wanted him in the first place. Now, he won't care about any of that. If you can survive at Real Madrid as long as he did, then he won't care about that. But that pressure might affect some of the players as we go on. So it's fascinating to see.
Yeah, but I also think Brazil are one of those nations that, as we know, when they got to the semi-final, they got 7-1 by Germany, right? It was 7, wasn't it, in the end? Or
yeah, 7-1, yeah.
usually their confidence starts to grow in these tournaments, and then they become a real handful. But it can go the complete opposite way. If they lose confidence, with the way they are, the way they're built, they're all built around confidence, Brazilian players. And if they lose it in any shape or form, then they're going to be in trouble because they ain't got the athleticism in the team, have they, to see it out. So this team needs to play with confidence. He really needs to install that in them and go, come on, let's go and show our flair, because they've got plenty of flair in the squad. I just don't know if they've got enough resilience to win it.
Yeah, you mentioned the 7-1, of course, being in Brazil as well. That was the ultimate pressure for them.
Yeah.
Speaking of pressure, you mentioned Ancelotti. We know what he's done in world football. I don't think he feels pressure. But who's got more pressure on them at the moment, Ancelotti or Tuchel in this tournament?
Very similar, I would say. I mean, obviously, Brazil were expected to win it, and they go in with that expectation. I think the English public were like, we expect you to win it, but we're not really setting our heart on it. It'd be nice to win it. That's our kind of attitude. But I think Thomas, who initially got this contract for this tournament, that was his initial contract, which I thought made sense. Got to win it, and now they've renewed it. So in a way, for Thomas, I thought that took a little bit of pressure in. Whether they did that because they're really happy with the way he's worked, I don't know. But I think he gets them semi-final and he'll be okay. But it will be the quality of performance.
Yeah, the kind of football we see.
Yeah, if we go through the last tournament like we did in this one, then he won't survive.
What do you make of Thomas's chances at the World Cup? And for me, I said this when we was on last week. In the day, if we had to go and get a German person to come and manage England, you better win it. Because we've gone so far of what an English manager should be.
Yeah, and I think he knows that. I think he's well aware of that, and I think he would have embraced the challenge, actually, of that. Because the thing I admire about Tuchel, he's quite a complex character, I think, but the thing I admire about him is he doesn't care what we think about his squad. He doesn't care about that external pressure. It's similar to Ancelotti. I think they do it in a different way. Ancelotti's maybe a bit more cool, calm and collected about it, but they've got a similar vibe in the sense that, we'll be judged by our results, ultimately. We don't care if people think I should have picked Adam Morton.
I just want to step in there because most managers have a resilience about them, not to really, that you got to be single-minded to be a top manager, right? And you got to put all that noise to one side. But don't think it doesn't hurt you. And it will hurt Thomas and it will hurt anybody, any manager, even Pep. It hurts them because in interviews after, they always comment on it. So
is that the difference, though? Is that what marks out the top ones, that they can compartmentalise that then and it hurts them, but they still do it anyway?
Correct. No football manager, I don't care who they are, is not hurt by criticism of the performance of his team, the makeup of his team, the selection of his team, whatever. You're going to take that pain, but you can deal with it, and you can still operate to a great level. But at some point, it will come out in you. In that after-match present. And Steve Clarke was very much like that yesterday. I knew it. I could see he couldn't wait to get it out. He just needed to say we had to win the game and we won it.